Fantastic Four. Um, uh, um, Seriously, man, what the fuck? Seriously, man, what is this movie? This movie is, oh my, what a huge piece of shit this movie is. Oh my god, man! Alright, let me backtrack right here. Okay, so we have all heard about this Fantastic Four reboot, and generally speaking, the reactions towards the news we had gotten prior to the movie coming out were mixed, to say the least. Like, for me, for instance, I was unsure about it. Like, right when I heard the cast, I was like, wow, you guys are going super young. I don't know about that. Nothing against the actors movie. They are all great actors, and we'll get to the acting later. And then you just hear more stuff about that, and then I saw the trailers. I'm just like, oh, the trailers look okay, but I still don't know. But I'm an eternal optimist, so I want to go into this movie and just be blown away. I want to walk out of this movie and just be like, wow, I was completely wrong. Because I don't mind being wrong at things. You know, I don't mind confessing and just saying things like, yeah, I was right. I was wrong, and they were right. Fantastic Four is ultimately about this young kid named Reed Richards who builds like a teleporter, and Franklin Storm and Sue Storm see this teleporter, and they're like, hey, he could actually help us make interdimensional travel. So he and Sue Storm and Johnny Storm and Victor Von Doom all build this like dimension teleporter. They get into this dimension and they're all affected with superpowers, and that's what the whole movie is. The good in this movie, the rest of this movie is, oh my god, it's a piece of shit. Okay, I'm gonna start with the acting in this movie. Now, like I said before, all these actors that were cast, Miles Teller, Kate Mara, Michael B. Jordan, Jamie Bell, Toby Kebbell, these are all great actors, and even when I heard they were cast, I was like, oh, you guys are going younger, but then I thought to myself, well, these guys have the potential to be the Mr. Fantastic, the Sue Storm, the Thing, the Human Torch, the Doctor Doom. And in this movie, they are all fucking awful. Okay. Like Miles Teller is a good actor. I've seen Whiplash. He's a good actor. And in this movie, they make him a stoic, boring piece of shit. He is a complete asshole in this movie. And maybe it's just the fact that Miles Teller was miscast as Mr. Fantastic, or maybe it was Josh Trank's shitty direction, but he just was not Mr. Fantastic in this movie. The same goes for Kate Mara Sue Storm. Now, I was rooting for Kate Mara Sue Storm right when I heard she was cast, because I was like, okay, she's at the right age. She looks like Sue Storm. All she has to do is dye her hair blonde, and she does that in this movie. Unless you can tell which scene she wears a wig. Seriously, the wig she wears in this movie is painfully obvious. But I've seen her in, American Horror Story and Shooter and We Are Marshall and so forth. She is a great actress, and they make her such a boring, stoic piece of shit in this movie too. And the Thing in this movie, like Jamie Bell plays the Thing kind of like how Brandon Routh played Superman Returns. Basically just a sad, emo feeling superhero who just looks at himself and just like, nobody understands me. I hate my life. That type of thing, And Michael B. Jordan as Johnny Storm, he could have been a good Johnny Storm, but they make him just this mean, angry kid, you know what I mean? And I'm just like, Johnny Storm is supposed to be happy and full of life. He's supposed to love his powers. This Johnny Storm, on the other hand, just hates his dad. He hates being the Human Torch. I'm like, they have got so much wrong. The movie transition are just shitty as hell. Like, literally, the moment they all discover they have their powers, like the moment they realize, they can stretch and turn invisible and everything like that, right after that moment happens, it cuts to a year later, and you see them all pros at the powers. You see Mr. Fantastic at a pro at stretching. You see Johnny flying like a pro. You see Sue just doing her force fields like normal, and I'm just like, why did you cut over that so quickly? And they have like some footage of them just sort of training with the powers, but I'm like, that is not enough, okay? You can't just do that, because the thing is, if you're doing like an origin story movie of superheroes, the thing you should do is, I don't know, show them how they use their powers, show them how they get used to their powers, show them even how they got their suits. They don't even explain the fucking suits in this movie. It just frustrated the living shit out of me, man. And also, this movie is super boring. There is no action in this movie at all. Like, you think from the trailers you'd see, remember that moment in the trailer where you see the Thing just drop down the sky and destroy that truck? That scene is not in the movie at all. They just put that there so they could just advertise that this movie is crazy and exciting. And in reality, there's only one action sequence, and it's right at the end of the movie. And that action sequence lasts for about 2 minutes. And it is the most boring action scene I've ever seen, because there are literally no stakes in this movie. It just takes place in this big, like, wasteland of rocks and everything like that. And nothing really happens in this movie. That's the sad part about it. It's a superhero movie. You should be excited. You should have fun. There is no fun to be had in this movie. The effects were terrible in this movie. Like some of the CGI, you're like, all right, that's fine. Other times, you're like, that is a painfully obvious green screen. And like, there's this one scene in the movie where Reed just stretches his face, because one of the things they do, they change a lot of their powers. It's fucking stupid. But the stupidest thing is they show that Reed can like shapeshift his face to turn to somebody else. And you're just sitting there just going like, first of all, that is a stupid concept. And second of all, the way the effect is done, how it changes from one face to another, it is straight up bad. It looked like a PlayStation 2 or 3 graphic. You know what I mean? It was fucking awful. Like, I never thought I would use the old shitty Fantastic Four movies as a positive for what they did better. But at least in that movie, there was a sense of, okay, these guys are learning how to use their powers. These guys are, training and seeing how they can adjust to it. Like, it takes Johnny Storm an entire movie to learn how to fly. This, on the other hand, it just takes Johnny Storm like 5 seconds and he's like flying like a pro. It pissed me off. And the cast just doesn't feel like a team. Like I said, never thought I'd be using the old Fantastic Four films as an example of what they did right. But in this case, the four in those films, they felt like a team. They felt like a Fantastic Four. This Fantastic Four, on the other hand, it just felt like a bunch of people just thrown together and kind of forced to work together. And it just didn't feel natural. And that was kind of like one of the sad parts about this movie. The worst thing, oh my god. The worst thing about this movie is Doctor Doom. Now, like I said before, Toby Kebbell is a great actor. I've seen him in Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. I've seen him in Rock and Rolla. He is a great actor. And when I heard he was cast as Doctor Doom, I'm like, awesome. Because, obviously, even though he's a little bit younger than Doctor Doom, I was like, he's got the personality down. He looks a little bit like the ruler of Latveria, and that's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see the Doctor Doom that was super smart, that owned his own country, and that he had the strong hate for the Fantastic Four. That was a great thing about Doctor Doom. He just hated the Fantastic Four to his very core. And, like, the stuff they had come out with saying, oh, he's, this hacker that works with Reed and Sue and everyone like that. I'm just like, okay, I don't know, but I'm still on board, because I'm like, I hope he at least brings the spirit of Doctor Doom in there. And oh my god, he is nothing like Doctor Doom. He's a lame, cartoony bad guy, and that's even more worse than Julian McMahon's Doctor Doom, because in Julian McMahon's Doctor Doom, there was a little bit of Doctor Doom in there, a tiny bit. This, on the other hand, there is no Doctor Doom whatsoever. It pissed me the fuck off. And it was just that, first of all, his design was goofy as shit. You know what it looked like? It looked like Bender from Futurama, but his powers were what really pissed me off more, because he just walks around and he's shooting lightning out of his hands, which is fucking stupid, because Doctor Doom never did that. And then he's walking around and people are just dying because he's like using his mind to kill people. He's like killing people. He's like blowing people's brains out by using his mind. And I'm just like, what the fuck are you, Dark Phoenix or something? You can just like walk around and people just die right in front of you? It pissed me the fuck off, man. And then he's like flying and everything like that. It just, oh my god, it broke my fucking heart, because as I said to you before, Doctor Doom is one of my favorite villains of all time, in not just in Marvel comic history, but in general. He's one of my favorite villains of all time. And to see him treated like that pissed me off so fucking much.
Our universe is doomed! Doomed!
You said it, Bender. You said it, man. Watching this movie, I was surprised about the fact that Josh Trank directed this, because Josh Trank directed Chronicle. I'm surprised he directed Chronicle after watching this movie, because you watch this movie and you're like, there is no way that guy who directed this movie could do Chronicle. And I've, heard stuff that he was high on set and he was shit-faced and he destroyed his house and he bullied the actors and the crew and everything like that. This dude did not give a shit about this movie. And it shows in this movie, and the actors are clearly reflecting that for the most part. But, oh my god, I fucking hated this movie. I think it is the worst Marvel movie ever made. That's right, move over Blade Trinity, move over Ghost Rider 2. This is the worst Marvel movie ever made. You know, it was made by someone who did not give a shit, by a script from a good writer whose script was thrown away so that Josh Trank could just step on and just be like, this is my take. And yet he gave no shits about this movie at all. The actors clearly didn't care. The effects are shit. The writing is bad. The effect... I have talked so much about how much I hate this movie. I hate this movie to death. I will certainly put this as my number one worst of the year. That is if I never see Pixels for that matter. But I'm not going to give this movie a rating. Because if I give it a rating, it would be a fucking compliment. So I'm just going to straight up say to you, don't see this fucking movie. If you want to go to the movies this weekend and you want to see something exciting or entertaining, go check out Ant-Man. Go check out Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. Because I guarantee you, those movies you're going to have a fun time with. You guys are just going to laugh. You guys are going to have great characters. And clearly, everybody in those two movies gave a shit. And these actors, this crew, no one gave a shit in this movie. And it shows. So I'm just going to say to you right here, don't see this fucking movie. Alright? For those of you brave souls who actually did see this movie, what did you think about Fantastic Four? Are you one of the few that actually liked it? Or did you absolutely despise it? Leave your thoughts down below. Like, subscribe, and comment. And always, that's all I gotta say. Holy fuck.